In the last lecture, we split up our app into multiple components, which is great, that is why we use components. But one issue is that we need to pass data between these components. Now, in the basics section, we learned about property and event binding. And there we used it to, for example, bind the disabled property of a HTML element. So we kind of passed data to that element. We passed the information that it should be disabled, that this is set to true, to this HTML element. The same with event binding. When we clicked this HTML button, something happened. This button emitted an event to which we were able to listen. So it sent us some data. The same for the input, where we even used that data with $event, if you remember this. There we got data from the input element. This is exactly the behavior we need now with our own components. We need to be able to send data into a component or receive data, receive an event. And Angular, of course, gives us great tools to implement this flow. We can use property and event binding not only on HTML elements and their native properties and events as we did thus far. We can also use it on directives. And we also did this with ngClass and ngStyle, there we use property binding. But, and that is important, we can also use it on our own components and bind to our own custom properties and custom events. We can emit our own events. That is what I'll dive into in the next lecture, starting with custom property binding.